My name is Andrew Moore. I'm a ER nurse at Sanford Health. So thankfully, recently it actually has gotten better, which is nice to see. I remember back when I started, we were at the whole no visitor policy, which was quite frustrating for a lot of people. We'd have very angry family members, which is very understandable. It was hard hearing about people admitted up in the ICU who couldn't see their family as they were dying, and they'd have to talk over an iPad, and that's just not ideal. And eventually we got to a point down in the ER where we had a couple people that we knew that were going to pass away in the ER, and we broke the rules and let families in because that's what needed to be done. It makes all the difference to work in a team in the ER. You can't do it yourself. You can be juggling 3 ICU patients and you always get behind. No matter how quick you are, you'll get behind. It's just the name of the game. And having a team there that'll support you and come help you when you're struggling and have a sick patient that needs a lot of attention makes the difference. It's a matter of life and death for a lot of these people, and having that team there makes a lot of difference. Yes, all throughout COVID, we've had the opportunity to chat with a counselor who's been brought in for this after codes where the patient may not make it. Oftentimes we debrief. There was one day where it was a very traumatic day for the ER, and they actually brought down floor nurses to watch our patients so the whole ER could just be off the floor for about an hour and just kind of decompress and take a little break. We talk about what went well in said situation, like what could be improved on. Everybody gets checked on, make sure they're doing okay. You can tell who's affected more. It's usually the newer people that don't have as thick a skin. My mom likes to say I become a jaded person, which is somewhat true. You gotta have a thick skin to work in the ER and survive. Well, on the daily, we get yelled at in the ER. It is what it is. A lot of unhappy people who are just they're anxious and scared, and that comes out in the wrong ways. You just gotta take it with a grain of salt. Granted, there are a few just not nice people in the world, and you deal with them the best you can. And you are working in the ER, you see a lot of death too. You learn to just live with it. You do what you can do for them, and don't blame yourself for them passing away. If it's out of your control, it's out of your control. At the beginning, some still affect me more than others. It depends on what it is, of course, but most of them it's pretty easy to put behind, and you learn to have a dark sense of humor to make it through, and it is what it is. ER nurses have a bad sense of humor. So I would say there's actually been 3 phases of the whole thing. I didn't experience one of them, unfortunately. So I was an intern back before COVID was a thing, and we were busy. We weren't busy like we're busy now, but we were pretty busy. And then COVID hit, and a lot of people stayed away. The ER was very quiet. There were a lot of nurses that started during that time, and they had a rude awakening once the ER got back to the ER. Like people want to come in that definitely needed to come in. Our levels of strokes, traumas, like heart attacks, everything went down. And now once the world started to get a little bit more to normal, people started coming in again, and we've had days where we don't clear the lobby. We've had 5-6 hour wait times, and unfortunately that's becoming our new normal. We're just busy beyond busy. So my life of faith, I feel like it's given me strength to keep working through it. You hope that at some point God will kind of let it up, which thankfully it has recently, and you just keep moving forward and do the best you can. You find comfort where you can, and you find comfort in God, knowing that He's there for you and He will hopefully help you through all this. I spend a lot of time biking. That's one of my new big hobbies. I thank my roommate for that one. Other than that, go to the gym, hang out with friends, family. I spend a lot of time out managing an acreage. I do that on my days off too. It's technically another job, but it's a good change of pace, and I learn a lot of different things out there, and I enjoy it.